You're becoming incomprehensible to the 3D world. And that's the sign. This is not confusion. This is transformation. This is the unraveling of what you thought you were, and the return to what you've always been. If you feel like nothing makes sense anymore, if old habits feel hollow, if familiar people feel distant, if silence feels louder than any words, you are not lost. You are being retuned. You are aligning with something higher than understanding, resonance. You are not who you were. When a starseed awakens, the shedding begins. What falls away isn't just behavior. It's entire timelines collapsing, lifetimes of programming, of roles you played, of masks you wore. You are not just letting go of habits. You are dissolving versions of yourself that never belonged to your essence. The identities built for acceptance. The patterns created for survival. The voices in your head that were never really yours. Suddenly, the you that people used to recognize isn't there anymore. And they react. Some pull away. Some attack. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you stopped being readable to their system. You are no longer echoing their projections. You are no longer mirroring their density. You became still, and in that stillness, they saw themselves. You start feeling like a stranger in your own life. Things you used to love now feel empty. People you once trusted now feel heavy. Places that once felt like home now feel foreign. And you ask yourself, what's happening to me? The answer is simple. You're returning to your original frequency, not the one shaped by trauma, not the one crafted by culture, but the one that echoes from your soul across lifetimes, and the version of you that was built to survive in a broken world is dissolving. You are outgrowing your container. Your old life feels too small, because it is. This is why it feels like mourning, because in many ways it is. You are grieving an identity that was never fully yours. You are saying goodbye to a life that was always temporary, and what comes next is not reinvention, it's remembrance. The pain of vibrational isolation. There is a silence that follows awakening, not the peaceful kind, but the kind that makes you question everything you once held close. You begin to feel like you're walking through the world unseen, unheard, misread. You speak from the soul, and others look away. You share your truth, and are met with blank stares or discomfort. This is not because you're speaking nonsense. It's because your vibration is no longer compatible with the old code. You are now transmitting from a frequency that short-circuits lower programs. Your mere presence challenges unconsciousness. And for those still deep in it, that challenge feels like threat. You feel lonely, but not because you lack people, but because you crave presence. Resonance, a kind of sacred connection that most no longer remember how to offer. You walk through spaces and sense what others ignore. You feel what is left unsaid. You hear the soul beneath the mask, and that isolates you. But in truth, it is not isolation. It is refinement. You are being pulled inward to expand outward. You are being tuned in silence so your light can ripple further. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. That ache in your heart, it is your capacity expanding. That heaviness in your chest, it is your truth rising. That silence in your life, it is sacred space clearing for what's real. You're not withdrawing, you're anchoring. You are not antisocial, you're energetically upgrading. You are detaching from programming. The shift into the fifth frequency does not begin in fireworks. It begins in collapse. Collapse of the unnecessary, collapse of illusion, collapse of false self. You stop being able to tolerate things that once felt normal. Conversations that once entertained you now feel empty. The job that paid your bills suddenly feels like a cage. Your schedule feels suffocating. The news becomes noise. You start questioning everything, not from paranoia, but from awakening. You begin to see how much of your identity was scripted, how much of your worth was outsourced, how much of your reality was borrowed. The mind fights back, of course. It tells you you're failing, that you're being lazy, irrational, dramatic. But your soul knows. It knows that you are being emptied, not broken, purified, not punished. This is what liberation feels like in the beginning. Uncomfortable, unsteady, unfamiliar. You are shedding ancestral weight. You are dissolving inherited trauma. You are pulling roots out of concrete. And yes, it hurts. But underneath the rubble is your truth. You were never meant to carry all that. You are not the mask. You are not the pattern. You are not the pain. You are what remains when all else falls away. So if it feels like you're falling apart, good. That means the lie is losing its grip. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment. Your soul is exhaling. If this message resonated with your soul, you were meant to find it. You're not alone on this path. Many others are awakening with you. Subscribe to the fifth frequency to receive more transmissions like this, to remember, to realign, to rise. Until the next message, stay anchored, stay clear, stay light. We'll see you again in the frequency of truth.